this is Shannah. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to have a pick a card reading again, this time about the messages from your inner child. What would your inner child like to tell you right now? Then we have three possibilities here. We have pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3. So take your time to choose your pile, and I will see you in a couple of moments. So if you chose pile number 1, this is your reading. So what is the message from your inner child? So we're starting with oracle cards, and then we're moving on to some tarot cards, okay, as additional message for you. So the first card we have here is 30 and Rebel. Now, here I think your inner child is describing you and would like to remind you as well of who you are. You're a rebel by nature. This doesn't have to take an aggressive form. It just makes you very unique. For instance, you have probably a unique way of dressing, or you have a very strong moral code, probably your own moral code, and you fight for what's right. So I see here also the rebel as someone that fights for a cause or protects other people even. I know usually would say like an activist, or, you know, the fighting for the rights of animals, of refugees, of poor people, and so on and so on. Many examples for that. But, and I see this is here, you don't conform, you just don't accept what is when what is wrong according to your own moral compass. So you try to bring justice to the world. It can be on a global level, but it can be also on a local level or in a more intimate level with friends, or you're just always actually like recalibrating your own moral compass, you know, to make sure that you're doing the right thing, that you are behaving with integrity. So you're not just going against the system just for the sake of it, like a rebel without a cause. You actually find your own path. You just don't follow mainstream. You don't follow what others do just for the sake of it. You like to observe it, see if it really resonates with who you really are, and then you do it. And if it doesn't resonate, I don't have the feeling that you condemn it or like really attack it. You just try to find a positive solution or a path that is more to your liking, or to that vibrates with who you really are. Let's see what the other cards say. Look, we have number 4, against the grain. So yes, so you're someone who's very original. You're someone who doesn't settle with the surface, doesn't settle with the status quo, for like not with the mainstream. Just because others are doing it, you don't feel the urge to do it as well. You know, probably you're someone who avoids watching blockbusters, for instance, or you don't listen to mainstream music, or whatever is like what you find is just like easy digested, you know, like just to please the crowd. So you're not a crowd pleaser. You are not a sheep, so to say. You just don't follow the herd. You go your own way. And here with these two cards now together, it's like also saying you have a great imagination and you try to make the impossible possible, be it on a like a activism kind of way. But also what I see here is an artist. So those who chose pile number 1, you may be artists or just very, very creative people. It's like you can create new worlds. You can create your own universes. And with the spirals of manifestation, so here you're someone who can manifest this as well. You can make things happen. Like I was saying, you make the impossible possible. And this makes you someone who's actually a bit dreamy as well. Sometimes you're with your head in the clouds, and sometimes you're not here on this planet, so to say. You may be walking the street. It's like your body knows the way, but your mind is somewhere else, because you're very creative, and you seem also to have an antenna to this more ethereal information, right? You get a lot of insights, and you always seem to know what the next fashion is going to be, what is the next big thing, the next wave, the next tendency, be it fashion, be it music, culture, even news. Sometimes you know the news before they're broadcasted because you just get it. You just have that information. This is what I'm getting with these cards together. And you're very different. Even if you, for instance, just wear jeans and a t-shirt, so you're not that person that will stand out of the crowd usually, because jeans and t-shirt is very, very, very like neutral, but still you do. There's something about you. There's something in your aura that makes you different, just sometimes just by being there, the way you look at the world, and maybe even the way you look, right? Your appearance makes you stand out, even if the way you dress is quite neutral. And here for them, as a message from your child, from your inner child, is really telling you that you have the means to create what you want, to create what you need, right? Don't settle for less. This is important for many of you because sometimes you have visions of what you'd like to create, of what you'd like to see manifesting in your life. But, be it the news, be it friends, be it family, they kind of like either they don't see it as being realistic, or they start talking your dream or your vision down. And here your inner child is telling you, no, if you can see it, you can make it. If you can dream it, it's like Walt Disney. If you can dream it, you can do it, right? So this is like your message. And you're someone who really have the feeling like as a child you loved cartoons and you still do that, like cartoons and animated films, maybe Disney, maybe animes, maybe you love fantasy, maybe you love fantasy literature or movies, something you really love it, you need magic in your life. And they're saying no matter what the world throws at you, no matter how scary the news may be, hold on to your magic, to your magical world, right? Because this will help you survive the biggest crisis. This will help you make your life more beautiful. And by doing so, you're also filling other people's lives with magic, with hope, with beauty. So that's what I'm getting also, this creativity around you. It's like, don't give up, keep on doing, bring your beauty into this world. There's so much of it, and you can make the impossible happen. You have it in you. Just don't forget that. Let's see what the other cards have to say. Then we have here why. Number 31. We have 11 by the book, and we have 18 serendipity. And what your child, or your inner child, is trying to tell you as well is like sometimes you get too caught up in your head. You have all this potential of creating this creative potential, this you can make things happen just by thinking about them, just focusing on what you want to have, but you get too caught up in your head. This is a good sign in a way because you're very intelligent. It's what your inner child is telling you and reminding you of. You're very, very intelligent and you like to think about things, to reflect, to get information. So here could also be for some of you, but it will be really a small percentage, like information addiction. You always have to get like the latest information. So you always have to be up to date, or you're someone who loves to read about certain subjects, or to listen to podcasts, or watch documentary films. So you always have to be like fueling yourself, not filling, but fueling yourself with information. And actually this is good. The question that your inner child would like to ask you, according to this, is why? Why do you have that need? Because this is, I have the feeling this is already like a question of need, of needing this information, this flow, this constant flow of information. Why do you need it? Is a compensation for something else? and what exactly. So it's not judgment here. It's like your inner child wants to help you become aware of what's behind it, because there's nothing wrong with information, nothing wrong in getting yourself like more educated about certain subjects and being informed when it comes to news. But it seems like it's actually hindering you from creating. It's like I see, you've become very passive. You're receiving. You are in this receiver modus, which is okay, but you can be the sender. You can be the one creating things and giving to others. And actually what I get here from the first cards is actually that you are a giver. You are someone who gives, and at the moment you're just like assimilating, which is okay, because later that will be also the source for a lot of creative stuff. But why do you have this need right now? And it could be that you also overthink things and you don't take certain risks because you're afraid and it's too crazy, people won't like it, or people won't like you. And you start overthinking this, and then you fall into like a routine or fall into what you know, right? It's good to do things by the book because that gives us like a certain safety, feeling of safety, right? So because you cannot go wrong, because many others have tread that path, but your path is unique, as we know, right? Your path is unique, and you need that uniqueness in your life because it expresses who you are. And so here what your inner child is telling you, hey, trust life more, because things will come to you. Your inner child is also telling you, pal number one, that you're a very lucky person by birth. You were born lucky. Now, you can laugh because you may think, yeah, but this happened to me and I had this difficulty and so on. So your inner child is not telling you that you'll never face difficulties in your life. Quite the contrary. But you probably will notice, like, in your darkest hours, there was always someone there that came out of the blue and helped you, for instance. Or you got that piece of information when you're not counting on it. Or suddenly there was an opportunity also out of the blue. It's like the universe is always conspiring to help you out, conspiring to help you fulfill a goal. Oh, okay. Because there's something you feel you have to do. Exactly. Something that you feel that you haven't achieved yet. And maybe you're a bit too stuck on the reason why. Why haven't I done it? Why haven't I had the courage? Or why haven't I ended this? Or why have I given up too early? So, but it's telling you, continue your path. Don't give up. Continue with your vision, because the universe will help you. Just prepare yourself. Exactly. This is your message. So your inner child is telling you, instead of thinking why and reasons and getting stuck in that point, it's like your inner child is telling you already know enough. Now it's time, just prepare yourself, do your thing, because the opportunity will come. The opportunities will come. Yeah. And you will be able to share your talents, share your message, share your beauty with the world. And it's like fulfill your destiny is what I'm getting. You'll be able to fulfill your destiny. So don't be sad, or don't think that it's too late. It is never too late. You will have the opportunity. It doesn't matter how old, how young you are. It doesn't matter. You will have the opportunity, okay? So let's get some tarot cards and see if we can have extra messages for you. See if we have enough space here. Now I'm getting also the message like you're a brilliant mind. Okay, but you find it hard sometimes to express it. It's like universe is away from this one. And sometimes it's also like expressed by your humor. Okay, you're a very funny person as well, because you see things differently, you know, and maybe you don't take certain things so seriously like other people do. So you laugh a lot about life, not making fun of life. It's like you laugh with life. You love irony, the irony of life, the irony of destiny, and you find it very amusing. Okay, so let's see. We have Six of Cups, the King of Wands. Wow. And here, the Five of Wands. Okay, so what I'm getting here, because we have the Six of Cups, like your childhood was very important to you. And this is, of course, a reading of the inner child, so it makes sense. But what I get here as well is like, it was a very rich time for you, your childhood. And it's like, as you were a child, you already knew what you wanted to do in life. It's like here, your inner child is reminding you, it's like telling you, remember what you wanted to do. It's like, don't forget who you really are. Remember what you wanted to do as a child, because that was your heart talking. That was your heart telling you the way. So don't forget it and keep on going in that direction. You will get help. You know, if you go your own way, you'll always have help, be it from the universe, be it from your friends, which is exactly the same. But you'll always be helped. And it's also telling you, you're such a giving person. The universe sees it, how giving you are from the heart. And there are many, many ways of giving. It doesn't have to be material things, can be time, can be attention, can be well-wishing, even if the other person has no idea what you're doing and you're wishing them well and, you know, sending them their prayers, sending them healing. So it's seen. And it's like your inner child says, you know, oh, okay, I got it. If you have like wounds from your childhood, you can do that with your inner child. You can send love to your inner child. You can send healing to your inner child. It's like you can mother your inner child. It's like your inner child is waiting for it as well. Your inner child loves you very, very much, right? And here with the King of Wands, I find it interesting that here we have kind of a phoenix, kind of bird. And it's like, this is your inner child also reminding you, don't be afraid of a fall or of failure, because like the phoenix, you're always rising up, you're always rediscovering yourself, you're always reinventing yourself. You're someone who never stops and no one can bring you down. You're always getting up again, always getting up again. And you're always trying again. So don't give up. And here with the Five of Wands, it's again showing that it's your spirit of not giving up, of always fighting for what you believe is right again. And it's also telling you that, yes, you have difficulties in your past. And there was a lot of sadness as well in your past. And I think like your inner child, this is the Five of Swords, is also telling you and giving you this message of not giving up, because good things are coming. Is because at the moment you're probably regretting some things you've done in your life or not done in your life. You know, for instance, not taking certain risks, not going after your dreams. And they're telling, don't give up. It's still coming. It's still going to happen. Don't give up. You know, and if you are regretting it, and if you are crying over what did not happen, it's because it's still important to you, right? So if it is important to you, it's not over till it's over. And then we have here the Ace of Cups. So we have healing coming your way, and you finding this love, this inner love. And the message here is also telling you, hey, it's so simple. It's so, so simple. Don't give up. It's a lot simpler than you think. Just continue on going your own way. So, taking this away. one last oracle card for you, pile number 1. And this card wanted to come out. So this is the Magician. So telling you again that you are the miracle maker. You are the one that is responsible for your life, the one who's responsible for everything that happens in your life. So you can manifest. You know, you're not a victim of circumstances. You can create new circumstances. You can create new opportunities. You are the master of your universe. So one last message here. And again, because this is the godmother, right? The fairy godmother. It's like, I also have the feeling, again, there's this feeling of magic, right? I also have the feeling that it's like you have a fairy godmother. You're very, very protected. You know, you can call it angel, spirit guide, guardian angel, whatever you want to call it. But there's a being, there's an entity always with you, that is always protecting you and always sending you love and being very, very loving and patient with you. And there we go. We have here birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. And this is your mission in life, right? Like I said, many of you will be creators, others will be activists, or both, right? Can be artists, activists, revolutionaries, or even inventors. Something like is very, very, very creative here. And you have the ability of bringing a new order into the world, bringing new life, bringing new love into this world. So this is the message from your inner child, and your inner child loves you very, very much. And try to give it a hug, send love to it. And your child is, your inner child is very, very funny too. So pile number 1, this was your reading. I hope it resonates. I hope it inspires you. If you'd like a private reading, my contact is in the description box below, as well as the link to my Instagram account. So have a wonderful time full of love. Thank you. So if you've chosen pile number 2, this is your reading. So what is the message from your inner child? We're starting with the oracle cards, and then we're getting messages from the tarot cards as well. So the first card for you, pile number 2, from your inner child is number 62. Share your gifts. So your inner child knows that you have a lot to give to this world and that you're very talented as well. And I can see for some of you, this will have to do with cooking or nutrition or even beverages. This can be, again, painting, can be writing, dancing, art in general. But not only, it could be anything you're good at, anything that gives you pleasure, anything that you love to do and you're good at. Could be skating, could be swimming, could be, you know, whatever. But it's like here, the main message here is to share it with other people. So the message that I get here for some of you is like you're a bit afraid of sharing your gifts. You're afraid of... Oh, I see. Okay. So that's for some of you, it's not even the sharing, is you're not really believing that you have any gifts, but you do. And it's like you keep your gifts to yourself. Some of you will do this. You keep your gifts to yourself because either you believe they're not good enough for someone else's standards, or you're even afraid of being taken advantage of for some reason. And but the message that I'm getting, like, is your child reminding you that your gifts grow, your talent grows when it's shared. You know, the more you are linked to the divine, right, where all inspiration comes from, the more inspired you will be, the more you'll feel like developing your talents, developing your gifts. And when you share with other people, you'll get more and more self-confident about them. And it's like you're always on the threshold. You want to share, but you don't dare. For some of you, this will be true. But the moment you take that step and start sharing, then things start happening. You get more self-confident, you meet more people, you'll meet more helpful people that will help you along the way. And and help you then fulfill your goals and dreams. Because another message that I'm getting as well is to remind you that life is simple. It's a lot more simple than sometimes we think. Oh, okay. So here's also a bit of fear about the situation we are experiencing right now. There are some insecurities, and there's a lot of bad news from the media, from the mass media, getting really a lot of bad news, bad vibes, and insecurities. And this is really reminding you, like, get more in contact with the people around you, with your community, be it family, friends, colleagues, get more in contact with them. And I think that will help you to stay grounded and to understand that everyone is finding their own solutions and that you can get inspired by that, right? And by other ways of seeing the situation, ways that are probably more grounded, more down to earth, because there are many people that are not led by the global fear of the moment. So, and these people will really help you to find, to find your roots and to feel stronger. Yeah. Let's see what the other cards are saying. So we have number 33, heaven sent. And then we have 36, listening for truth. And with this listening for truth, I really see here also, like, again, seeing the news, all the comments, all the different opinions that we're showered with every day, right? Because internet is something beautiful, is a blessing, but one of the downsides is like we have this overflow of information, and it's like this may tire you out. What your inner child here is telling you is, oh, okay, so that you can see the news as, or like all this information around you as something interesting, but you don't have to engage with it completely. You have to engage to your inner truth. It's like you know exactly what to do. You know exactly what is real in your world. You just have to listen to it. And some of you, you are very gifted when it comes to psychic abilities, mediumship, and you're very in tune with the divine, with the spiritual world. And you get all this kind of insights and information. And these maybe, especially for those, is what you have to share with other people. Because you can, I see, okay. So this is a bit of the other way around from what I was getting. But, you take it as it resonates. But it's like you can bring a feeling of safety to other people, because you have a way of talking to people, you have a way of listening to people that really you take them seriously. It's like you really listen, and you're not just listening to their words, you're actually listening to what's behind the words, what's behind the surface or under the surface. So you can really address their subtext, so to say. So what are their real fears or their real messages? You can address that and react or respond in a way that is constructive for both of you, right? So you are someone, I don't know if you have a YouTube channel or, if you do it privately or both, but you can really catch people when they fall. and you can really see what is really happening. And again, you have this talent of, that's it, bringing comfort to people. And it could be through this psychic or mediumship talents, but it could be through cooking again, or through art, or whatever it is. You have this talent of bringing comfort to people. And your child is telling you, it's like, probably as a child, you love to do that, you know, to give little gifts to people, to make things and offer them to people. You love to make sure that people were happy. You wanted people to be happy. You wanted people to, to be in that high vibration level. So, and you were very giving, you were very sweet. And this, your inner child is reminding you of that you have these talents and you can make your surroundings a better place just by being you, just by giving, just by being there. So I don't think they're really opposites, actually. I think this is a two-way street. Like, in a positive sense, it's like when you give, you get at the same time. And the more you help others, the more you're being helped. The more you give confidence to other people, the more self-confident you become. So it's really, here the word is really share, because you and the other people, you get stronger together. It's really a synergy here. And this is amazing. This is really beautiful, beautiful energy. Let's see what the other cards here have to say. Then we have number 49, Observer. And we have number 3, Between Worlds. And funny that, because we have here 33, 3, 36. 6 is 3 plus 3. Interesting. Now, and then we have here 50. No place like home. So for me, this in between worlds is again this, that you can really mediate between worlds, between this world and the next. And maybe for you, for some of you, you're even a mediator. You help people, going through crisis, or help people in negotiations, or discussions or arguments, or whatever the case. And and you are someone who likes to observe, but it's in a way that you learn so much. It's like the message here is think before you act. Really scan your surroundings before you act. And also here with listening for truth, get that inner inspiration first. And no place like home. Some of you probably are thinking of if you are living abroad, or you're living in another city, you probably been wondering about going back home. Just give me a second. Okay. So the message here is like, if you're missing home, it's really to remind you that your home is where your heart is, in the sense your home is always in your heart. And I have here the feeling that some of you are really missing home, the smells or the food or the sounds, like some of you will even be the ocean, for others will be the mountains, for others will be the desert, the jungle, the forests. So you're really missing it. But it's like your inner child is telling you your home is always in your heart, and you always feel torn between two worlds here as well. So you can take this card to demonstrate that as well, that you always feel torn between the place you're at and your hometown, right? Or your home country. And some of you are really considering going back home, and you just observing and seeing, like trying to strategize a method to do that, or waiting for the right time to do it, but it's still a bit insecure if you or when, not if, but when this will come about. But your inner child says, yes, Your heart has to do with your roots as well. You're very tied to your roots, to where you grew up, where you spent your childhood. And you need those sounds, you need those smells in order to really feel at home. So if you haven't been in your hometown, I know for a long time, it's really your inner child is telling you, please go. You need it. It's like recharge. You need to recharge, right? If you want to move, it's like your inner child is not telling you to move back or to go back. It's just telling you, do it if you see it. If that's why you have to observe that it makes sense in your life right now, right? Otherwise, just pay a visit as often as you can in order to recharge, because you need that. You need that contact to where you came from. It's really important to you in order to keep your balance, in order to keep, like I said, your batteries charged. So let's get some messages here from the tarot. A message from your inner child, pile number 2. There you go. It's also the feeling that there's something you have to do where you are. If you're living abroad, or you're not in your hometown, it's like there's something you still have to do before you go back. And I think you feel it too. For those who are where you still live in your hometown or your home country, you may have the feeling that you're stuck to your home, for instance, for some of you, especially because of the pandemic, that you're not able to leave or to travel as much as you'd like, and that you just have to see it from afar. So this could be for both, for those who are at their hometown and living abroad as well, just seeing where you want to be from afar. But another thing that it is here, that when it comes to working with your talents, this is telling you that you actually can do it from home, right? And you can do it from home, and probably by some of these things, right? Some of these talents, you can do it from anywhere on the planet. It's like now with the internet, if like sharing your talents has to do with internet or any social platform, that you can do it from anywhere in the world. That's what I'm getting here as well. Then we have the Magician. We have, let's see here, the 8 of Coins and the 8 of Cups. Interesting this, because the Magician is really saying you can do this, you can create whatever you want to create, and you're someone who you're really hands on the job. So you're not just waiting for miracles to happen, you do it, and your inner child is really telling you, yeah, do it, you can do it, you already have what it takes. Here with 8 of Coins is really like perfectioning your skill. Your inner child tells you that it's really important to perfection your skill, to make it beautiful, but you can be so perfectionistic, such a perfectionist, that you forget to do it, because you're always perfectioning your skill, and then this thing could be better there, and this could be like this and this, and then you get so caught up on doing it that you don't do it, right? So, and you feel like the swans, are already taking flight, and she's still here like trying to get it perfectly, right? You don't have to. That's the thing. It's like, just start doing it. Just start doing, start trying it out, and sharing with people, get the opinion of people. Even at first, we are afraid of getting hurt, even if at first we don't want to be, criticized, but it's part of the process, right? And here again, with the 8 of Cups, this is leaving a situation behind. Again, it could be moving countries, moving cities, going back to where I was going to say to where you belong, but it sounds really strange. To where you came from, so to say, to your hometown, right? going back, but leaving a situation behind. And it's not an easy decision. That's what I'm getting here with this card. It's not easy because it's like you also got attached to where you're at, right? And this doesn't have to be necessarily just a country, could be a job, could be a way of life that you are changing now. And it's not that easy to make that decision, right? And it's like you're preparing. This could also have to do with this card, like preparing. And but again, it's the same message. Don't get, if you really want to do it, don't get too caught up on the details, just do it. But of course, but there's the other message, like the devil hides in the details. So just don't overthinking it. Don't overthink it, yeah? Then we have the 5 of coins. Okay, I see. And we have the King of Wands. Similar cards, like these 2 cards also came out, pile number 1. I see. So your inner child is telling you that your inner child understands why you may be afraid to take that step, to take that leap of faith, to go forward. And this could even be just following your dreams, leaving like your comfort zone behind you and going after, you know, going into the unknown, going after what you want. And your inner child is telling you that it understands because, you know, you have like deep wounds here. Could be that as a child you were neglected. Could be that, you know, you were overseen. And it could be some losses from your child as well, or even some humiliations, abuse as well. And this is something that you still carry in your heart. This is something that, and it's like for some of you, even, you're still finding your home. You're still looking for your home. And that's why here, you don't know exactly where you belong. So you're just looking for a place, for your own place, for your own home, your true home, where you really feel 100% safe and happy. Wow. But the upside from the situation is really you are about to be reborn. And it's the message here is even like you're never alone. You're never alone, and you are able to heal yourself, and you are able to reinvent yourself and to become really, really strong, because this is the King of Wands. The King of Wands is passionate, but is very strong and mature as well. So you're growing into a very, very interesting person. And your inner child is seeing that, is seeing your evolution, your development, your transformation, and your inner child is so, so proud of you. Just don't forget to talk with your inner child and explain things to your inner child, because your inner child is still hurt from the past, you know, and this inner child still needs to be hugged and loved and cuddled, you know, because this inner child believes, and I think this is a belief that's still within you, that the world is bad. I know it sounds, you know, too simplified, but it's like full of hardship and full of sorrow, and that, you know, you're not acknowledged or recognized. And this is something that's a belief that's still within you. This is something happened, you know, something traumatized you and something happened in your childhood. The Chariot again. Sorry, I have something in my throat. Sorry for that. So this is another travel card. So you are traveling, and you are a traveler by heart. This is also a message from your child, from your inner child. You're a traveler by heart. And you know, if your hometown or where you grew up is not the place for you or didn't bring you any joy, you can move and find your home elsewhere, right? And for some of you, you are seeking a home elsewhere. For others of you, you are returning home. but you are traveling. You're leaving also your past behind. You're leaving your sorrows behind. And you are moving towards abundance. You're moving towards happiness. You're making your own life. Here with the Magician and the Chariot, yeah. You're creating your own path. Now, one last card for you, pile number 2. So one last message. Just a second. There you go. One more time. Okay. There you go. Oh, sorry for that. This one I already saw it. It's here. Pillar of light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. Like we saw at the beginning, you have such a strong connection to the divine. You know what's best for you. You already have the truth vibrating within you, resonating within yourself. And you are a pillar of light, pile number 2. You are someone that really inspires other people. And actually, all this hurt here that you went through, you've risen from the ashes, and you can show people that they're also able to rise from the ashes and be happy and look for their home, their spiritual home, their emotional home within themselves and around them as well. So you're someone that brings this safety, again, comfort to other people. And if you, I'm getting also the message that some of you may think, yeah, I can bring that to other people, but who brings it to me? Your contact with other realms, with your angels, with the divine. And like I said, the moment you start sharing your gifts, maybe some of you have started already, don't underestimate the power of community. You are attracting the right people to you. And you'll never be alone, ever again. So pile number 2, this was your reading. I hope it resonates. I hope it inspires you. And if you'd like a private reading, my contact is in the description box below, as well as the link to my Instagram account. So you have a wonderful time full of love. So if you chose pile number 3, this is your reading. We're starting with the oracle cards, and then we're moving to the tarot cards. So actually, I just wanted one card from this deck, but you got 2. We have Just Laugh and Rise and Shine. So what is your inner child trying to tell you? Well, the first message I'm getting is like you may be facing some difficulties or some problems, but your inner child is telling you, hey, relax and just laugh, just take it easy and really see it from the funny side or from the sunny side as well. And it's like, just have courage. Here with Rise and Shine, what I feel is this feeling of courage, of, starting the day with enthusiasm, courage, and vitality. And just like, just face the day, face the world, everything will be all right. And just relax, just laugh. Don't take things too seriously. Don't take yourself also too seriously. Things will work out. And you're also someone, again, getting here that you're also someone who's very funny, actually. You're very funny. You always can see the humor in a situation. And this is your desire here at the Rise and Shine, is to travel. I'm getting this. You'd like to travel. You like to see the world. You like to be more optimistic as well for some of you. And it's like you want to live. You want to feel alive. You want to do things. You want to be active, right? Some of you already are, but I'm really sensing that it's like more. It's like you have this bucket list that you want to go through. Like you have many things written on this bucket list, and you can hardly wait to go to those places, to do those things, to meet those people. And I'm getting more and more of this vitality, of this happiness in my heart with this pile. It's really beautiful. And again, that's what the message here with these two cards is really, if there's something bothering right now, it's like, don't take it too seriously, okay? Seriously enough in order to solve, to solve any problems, but don't let it bog you down. Don't let it bring you down, because, hey, life is beautiful, and the nature of your inner child, your true nature, is really being a positive person, like this I can do it kind of attitude. Let's go and get them kind of thing. And it's really beautiful. Then we have here number 41, bring it into form. And then number 8, be the hunter, not the hunted. This is really beautiful. What I see here is like your inner child telling you, prepare yourself. If you really want to do all those things, if you really, if you have certain goals, or you have this bucket list, or you have this dream, whatever it is, you have to start walking, walk the talk. It's not just saying I want to do it, it's go for it. And your inner child is like, it's clapping, clapping your hands. Yeah, let's do it. It's really excited about it. But you have to start doing it. You have to start preparing, bringing it to form, and this could be even like you want to get your ideal weight or your perfect shape, whatever it is, what you're planning, or project, whatever project you want to realize. You have to do it. You have to take the first step. Yeah, and I think for many of you this won't be difficult, because you're actually a very active person. But I think here with these two cards, just lap, and also here, be the hunter and not the hunted, is, I think maybe some of you got, really disheartened, although disheartened is a bit too hard. I'm getting like a word in Portuguese, but it doesn't make any sense in English. But never mind. It's like, yeah, you got a bit frustrated. Let's put it that way. Let's use that word. Maybe it's because of the situation right now in the world. Maybe it's your personal situation. There may be some obstacles in your way, and this got you like a bit down. But this card here is reminding you, you are the hunter. It's like you are the creator of your life. You're not a victim of circumstances. Yes, things happen. It's not, you can, and I just want to remind you and everyone that's watching this, when I'm saying this, it's not because I know better, I'm just getting the messages. So this message, or all the messages, they're all for me. I always learn a lot from them. So I'm never talking like I know better, because I don't. I'm just getting the messages. But I'm loving this message so much. So I wanted to point that out, because things happen. This is the message, right? Things happen. You cannot prevent things from happening. Nothing can promise you, nothing in this universe can promise you that things won't happen. It's like in this dimension we are in, we need this contrast, we need conflict, we need difficulties in order to grow. I don't like it, me personally, but it's the way it is. In order to grow, we need like a kind of obstacle. It doesn't have to be just horrible things, right? But you need like some sort of opposition, challenge, that's it. You need some sort of challenge in order to grow. Some challenges are bigger than others. Some situations are sadder or more saddening than others, or more serious than others, let's put it that way. But it's like you still have the control over it, in the sense you can control how you react. You can always come back from any, down time. If something brings you down, if something, you feel defeated, of course we need time to mourn that. It's not just a question of, oh, I'm positive, no, because you have feelings, you have your emotions, and you have to work through them. Sometimes it takes longer than other times, but you always come back. You have this control over your own life, over how you react to things. Like, you can always come back and try again, or try differently, or with other people, or not try at all. Who cares? It's up to you how you do it. But you have this control. So you also have the control to make the first step towards your dreams, because you have to start somewhere. And, like, there's this saying, the best ones cannot choose. Something like that. You tell me the saying, you cannot choose the environment. But just a saying, you cannot always choose the environment. You can not always choose the perfect conditions, because many times they do not exist. You just have to go for it, and then the universe will help you along the way, right? But if something brought you down, if something made you sad, remember you can turn this around. Remember you can make other choices. Remember you can come back from a period of sadness or mourning, okay? So you don't have to stay there forever. This is important, because there's a part of me that's feeling now really sad, but it's like to respect that, not going against that, respect that, because you can decide when you're ready to come back from that period of sadness. This is just very specific for some of you. But so you are the one who decides. So it's really like what I'm getting here from your inner child. Your inner child is very excited. He's very full of joy. It's like it's full of wonder still, wants to discover the world. It's like this inner child wants to be an explorer and, go out there and just try things out, experiment, create. It is beautiful, beautiful energy. And it's like telling you, yeah, you have this, you still have this energy within you. And, if you need some preparation for the things you need to do it, but you have to start. You have to start preparing, start strategizing, or just start going out there and doing what you love, right? Quite wonderful, really, really beautiful energy. Then we have, what we have? Yes, we have here number 2, the yin card. Then we have number 27, exchanging gifts. Pile number 2 got a similar message from another deck, but it was share your gifts, and here is exchanging gifts. Then we have 51, milk and honey. This is a beautiful message as well, because it's actually telling you, your inner child is telling you, hey, there's not that much you have to do. You have to prepare, you have to do, take the first step. But the moment you start exchanging your gifts, the moment you start doing what you love, right, is where you feel happy. It's where everything comes together, where everything falls into place. The universe is really like applauding you. And this is quite important. So it's also important to respect your downtime, like I was saying earlier, and also what I feel here is just be gentle with yourself as well. Be gentle with yourself, respect your needs for rest and self-care. And also I'm getting the feeling that some of you, you take it as it resonates, of course, like it would be very helpful if you would meditate, really get in touch with your inner self as well, or with your inner child. Because I see you being someone who's really active. You really like, many of you will be like an outdoors kind of person. And many of you love to swim, others love to run, love to jog. You're very like sports oriented, and you're very active, but you also need these quiet moments in order to really feel your heart, feel your soul, listen to yourself. And you're also like, this is like an ever-going energy in the 3 piles, is like an ongoing energy in the 3 piles. You're also a very giving person. So all the people that are watching this, be it pile 1, 2, or 3, you're all very giving people. That's beautiful. And because you're so giving as well, that's you really need time, like downtime, just for yourself, self-care, in order to recharge. You need that because you're so, like I said, you're kind of person that's all you're always giving your soul. You're always doing something with the outer world. So you need to come back to your inner world once in a while in order to recharge. Really, really important. But you're someone who's really almost like a happy-go-lucky kind of person. It's like everything will work when you are in tune with who you really are, right? Otherwise, if you're worried, then you can fall into some kind of more negative vibes. But you actually, this kind of person, you laugh, you're active, and the more you give of yourself, the more you receive as well, because this is exchanging, so it's not just giving. So, and the world has a lot to give you as well. Your life still has a lot to give you, independent of how old you are. Because I'm also getting the message, some of you, not all of you, but some of you think that your ship has sailed, that some opportunities may never come back. But I'm getting also this message that you can create your own opportunities. You just be happy, do what you love. It's really, especially here with milk and honey, and you'll be offered the world, so to say. You're going to be offered so many wonderful things. Just stick to what you love and remember to give yourself some time and some self-care. Let's see what the tarot cards have to say. So let's get this one. We have the Queen of Coins. Amazing. Then we have the Three of Wands. Fantastic. And we have the Nine of Cups. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So if you've been worried about money, do not be. You're someone who attracts money almost magically. Here with the Queen of Coins. Again, you're someone who's very nurturing, very giving, very loving. But it's like this card is like your inner child is telling you, you'll never be out of money, not completely. There'll always be a solution. There will always be someone giving you a hand. And it's not only these extreme situations, you have the power of making money easily. So it's like I'm also feeling like your inner child is telling you that you have kind of this Midas touch. What you touch turns to gold. So the projects you engage in, they will always be successful at a certain level, or to a certain level. The level that you allow them to be is what I'm getting as well. But you are learning this as well. And it's like this for me is a card of growth, especially here going up the ladder. It's like you are actually realizing this, that you are the one. It's like your imagination is the one that's setting those boundaries of for your abundance. And the more you give, the more you try, and the more you receive also from other people, this feedback, or even like working together, the more you realize your worth, and the more you realize your worth when it comes to money. And it's like this is also expanding what your feeling of self-worth, or your idea of self-worth, is expanding, and this will be attracting more and more money. Who would Nine of Cups? Oh, I'm going to sneeze, I hope not. But again, has all to do with this milk and honey. Again, you're someone who's very lucky. I'm going to sneeze. I'm sorry, I hope it didn't go deaf. Sorry for that. But I learned once, many years ago, that when someone is talking and then either that person or someone else sneezes, then it's like, it's a confirmation that it's true. It's a sign that what is being said is true. So you're very, very lucky. And it's like when you start going, when you start moving, when you start cooperating, things work out for you. Like I say, you're a money maker. You are. You're like, it's almost like magic. And you always get what you want. You can fulfill your wishes. You can make your dreams come true. Then we have the Seven of Swords and the Judgment, number 20. with the Seven of Swords here, so your inner child is like telling you that always to tell the truth. That came spontaneously, but it's also saying that there are many people that kind of, oh, I see. They see like this light shining, your light shining, and they like to bring you down. And I think that now it has to do also with some experiences from your childhood, where, some fears have been passed down onto you. Fear of the unknown, fear of the world in general, how it works, or also the feeling, like poor people, okay, like poor people only can go so far, it doesn't mean that you are poor or that you were poor, but it's just the first sentence that came, that people from a certain class, from a certain social status, then only are only allowed to go so far. Or maybe because you're a woman, or because you're a man, or because you are have a certain color of skin, a certain background, whatever, that it was very confining. And that makes sense here with what I was telling you. You're learning your worth, you're growing, you're expanding, and this is then materializing in the world. It's being mirrored in your world, in the 3D world. You're getting more money. Just remember always to check with your heart. That's why it's important that you come back to your heart once in a while, because if you start doubting your worth or thinking, oh, I'm getting too much money, then there will be a conflict there, in the sense that probably then you will start sabotaging yourself in order to get less. This is quite important. Seems like a wound from your childhood, right? Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, this is a bit heavy, but it's okay. It's like what I'm seeing is like this beautiful inner child of yours being all excited about the world and wanting to do this, and I want to do that, having these beautiful plans how they're going to change the world and experiment this and experience that. And oh, it's a fantastic energy, but it's something like putting a lid on it. Then someone, or people putting a lid on it, just like, or making fun of it. It's like people like us will never go that far, or people like us will never get it. It's just like, maybe they were trying to protect you from disappointment, but that was the disappointment and that was the wound, right? But there you are. And also with the judgment card, it's like you can see the truth, right? You can see the truth, and you're rising from the ashes as well. It's funny, all the piles all have this also motive of rising from the ashes. And this is the judgment card as well here in this pile. So you're healing from all of this. And who's coming out of it is the Page of Swords. So it's really, really beautiful energy. I love this Page of Swords. It's like, I'd love it to be my avatar. I find it great. And it's like being adventurous. There you go here. Because for me, this feeling from this Page of Swords is being adventurous. Is here it could be like the inner voice, this little bird, but going out into the world, wanting to interact with the world, having this inner knowledge, gaining even more knowledge, and interacting, doing things, just daring. And it's still very young energy, but it's like this energy could be young, but it doesn't have to be immature. It's just a very young energy, and I think you have it. And this is what your inner child is trying to tell you. Your inner child is still so alive and so active within you, and your inner child is telling you, let's do it. Let's conquer the world. And with so much enthusiasm and joy. And that's what the energy I have here from this Page of Swords as well, is you healing from these wounds of the past, from these limitations of the past or confining beliefs of the past, and you emerging as this beautiful Page of Swords saying, let's go and get them. Let's just go and try and do and experiment. This is